So if you're a fashion, lifestyle, or jewelry or a beauty brand founder, this video is for you. And I'll tell you in this video that why most of the founders get outsmarted and how to build your mental toughness when you're building an e-com business. So we'll dive into each and every point. And this is coming from my experience of 7 years of working with lots of fashion brand founders. Uh, and literally, I've seen some people that are doing a lot of hard work and they are not even reaching to $10,000 a month. And people with very less hard work, they are reaching to 100K per month in just 1 year. So let's let's dive into each and every part. And I have some notes with me. And yeah, we'll keep on switching between my face and on my screen. So I'll tell you the big problem first. Now, what I've personally seen is that most of the fashion brand founders they do not die because their product is shit. They, I mean, of course, if you are a fashion brand founder, you would love to make the best product. And whenever I have a call with these fashion brand founders, the number one, when I ask them the USP of their product, their one thing is that they have the best quality in the market. Yeah, definitely, of course, because if you're building some product, because if when I work on my product, which is helping brands to scale, I would love to improve it every day. With every feedback, I'll try to improve it. And same is with you, right? The reason they fail is not because they have because of the fabric. The reason they fail is because they do not have any clarity about how to build the brand, or they do not have any control, or they do not have any defense mechanism. Honestly, in e-commerce space, because people are not actually able to see a product. I mean, they're not able to judge the quality of a product unless until it's in their hands, right? So the product quality, of course, it matters, but it does not matter as you think. So most of the fashion brand founders actually think that the quality is one thing, but actually the number one thing that matters is power of fashion brand founder matters. Now we'll see and we'll discuss in this video on how to optimize that power if you're a fashion brand founder. Suppose you're a fashion brand founder and when you build a brand, what you try to do is you try to work more, you try to post more, you try to do each and every thing, and that too alone. Both of these things are wrong, of course. But honestly, the if we talk about the market, it's very fair. It doesn't reward a person who does most of the things or who works more, because our general tendency is that if we work more, uh, we feel that we should be rewarded more. But it's not like that. If we talk about the real world scenarios, market rewards only the person who thinks deeper. Now that's the reason what happens is uh, we get a lot of phone calls of founders, and the main issue with them is they have scaled their brand to $2,000-3,000 a month, and now there's a stagnation. Whenever they try to increase ad spends, uh, the revenue decreases, their ROAS decreases, the brand is not profitable, because the main issue with that is they are building the brands on tactics. They are just touching the surface layer of each and everything, but they are not going deeper into the stuff. So weak founders actually they run ads, but the smart founders they try to build the systems that last. Honestly, now another issue that people feel is whenever we have a call with a lot of founders, one thing they usually tell is that I have a cousin or I have my best friend who is having the same kind of products, and uh, but that person is generating amazing sales every day, $3,000 to $4,000 every day, and me on the other side, not even able to make $100 a day. And that's I mean D2C is not fair, right? You have to learn the power system, otherwise you'll fall prey to all these fashion brand founders who are building the systems that actually last. Now we'll talk about how these people actually build their D2C brands. Now let's say he has a D2C brand founder and he is smart. What he does is he sees other brands offers and he reverse engineer. He doesn't exactly copy the stuff. He literally sees that why this person put that kind of an offer. Uh, is suppose that person put his offer like, buy one get one. Why did he put that offer? And how are the metrics with this brand? Now, I know a coffee brand uh, who sells not so good products, but I felt prey to that brand's offers, and that brand sells buy one get one. Um, and the brand tells it's a specialty coffee. But if suppose the other specialty coffee brands have to put buy one get one offers, they have to decrease the quality of their products. So you have to actually you cannot exactly copy any kind of offer. You have to reverse engineer and see like what kind of offers, why this brand is putting this kind of an offer, each and everything. Second thing is track your ads. I've seen, and by tracking the ads, I do not mean that you need to know your ROAS, you need to know your purchase, not that. This is stupid. By tracking the ads, I mean you need to know your add to cart to purchase ratio. You need to know your landing page conversion ratios. You need to know your each and everything. Exact KPIs, what they should be according to the market trend, how they should be in the first month, how they should be in the second month, each and everything. Next thing is CPMs. Find out a way to cut your CPMs. Now, the major problem that lots of the brands face is they are trying to build a luxury fashion brand, but Facebook knows that for a luxury fashion brand, the market is very small, right? Or I mean, the market is definitely big. I mean, it's relatively small. So it increases your CPMs. Now, to decrease your CPMs, you have to make easier for people to get into your brand. Uh, I'll give you an example for that. There's a coffee brand named Billy Who. I don't know how to pronounce their name, but their specialty coffee costs around 700 to 900 rupees. But one of their coffee costs around 300 rupees. So it gets easier for a person to get into that brand, taste the brand and actually buy from that. So always have one product that can decrease your CPMs, because when you have a product of lower priced, I mean, it's just a kind of a bait product, so that once a person purchases a product, just in case, suppose you sell jewelry, right? You can sell the whole set for like 5,000, but just make it easier for people to buy that product. Suppose you can sell some earrings for, or nose pins for, suppose 1,000 rupees, 800 rupees. So you can just decrease the CPMs. Now, the next thing is that you might have seen that lots of brands, they they start after you, and then they are able to make sales more than you. Now, what they have been trying to do is copy and make it better, better logic. They are able to use the funnel metrics in a better way. They are able to use each and every metrics, the feedback loop, each and everything in a better way. And that's how they are able to beat you. Honestly, if you do not improve your system, someone else will replace you very fast. And it's not that difficult. All right. So what most of, okay, so we'll compare, now suppose this is Fred and this is Paul. Now, Fred is a founder who thinks par is followers, par is influencer buzz, par is running the ads. Now, here's a Paul, and he thinks par is founder led positioning, par is daily or weekly marketing rituals. Par is scalable systems with, of course, this includes ads. Now, what do you think that who will win out of these two people? For sure, Polly, right? And the reason for that is most of the brands they think like they are very much obsessed about to gain a lot of followers, and we have seen personally, and we have a lot of fashion brand founders actually, when we have them as a clients, sometimes we have a kind of an argument on our review calls that we are not placing in ads to get the followers, but followers is just waste of money. Influencer buzz, we always ask them not to get influencers. They do not get you systems. You'll get some purchases for few days. That's it. I've literally seen there have been some streetwear brands uh, which hired really good influencers and their marketing was shit. Now they are not seen anywhere. I'm not able to see their ads. Just talk to them few days back. Their sales are less than $2,000 a month. So shit thing. They just keep on running random ads. Stupid thing. Now another thing is that you need to have your positioning very clear, and the positioning should be done by the founder himself. He needs to listen. If suppose I run a marketing agency, right? It's a full systems agency, but and I believe that if I cannot outsource my lead generation because that's where the positioning of my company is based. But if suppose you build a fashion brand, right, and you're not positioning your brand correctly, you're asking some agency to position your brand. I mean, you guys can work together to position the brand. That's a whole different story. But if you do not give a shit about the positioning of your brand won't work. The second thing is the founder led marketing rituals, weekly marketing rituals, like, posting some weekly content, going through metrics in detail, going through feedback loops in detail, going through testing in detail. You need to have all these systems. And the third thing is you cannot just have the ads. You need to have a full systems in place, really full systems. You need to have full playbooks lifetime value of customers, how to increase your AOV, each and everything. You cannot just run the random ads. You need to have a positioning in place to run the ads. So these are some of the main things to build your brand. All right. So the next thing is, if you're a founder, there are if you want to have power to build a fashion brand, you need to have physical power, you need to have mental power. I'm really sorry that I'm not writing this shit. Strategic power. Let's talk about each of these powers in detail. Now, now if I talk about physical power, what's physical power? This is health, sleep, energy, capacity to execute. All right, so the basic things I'll tell you about this. Health, you have to take care of your health, get your health, blood tests done every 3 months, uh, exercise every day, uh, check your B12 because that's related to your brain fog, get your D3 levels checked, track each and everything. I use Ultra Human I'm using for from 2 years. Before that, I was using Fitbit. Next thing is sleep. Track your sleep. You need to have 50% of your sleep should be deep and REM. Check your HRV, check your resting heart rate. HRV should be more, resting heart rate should be less than 48, 47. Depends upon the age. Energy levels. You need to get these things sorted. And if you want to have more energy, try to produce more energy from the fats. Uh, I'm not a health expert, but these are basic things that I've learned because for me to work with lots of brands, I need to have a mental clarity and then capacity to execute. Uh, you cannot be foggy, you cannot be lethargic, and you cannot execute the stuff. Consume carbs at the end of the day. That's how you'll be able to execute. So you need to have these things sorted. I'm not a health coach, so these are things that I just know. Mental power. You need to have a discipline, deep thinking, and zero excuse mindset. All right, I'll tell you about discipline. For discipline, we have another video on the channel, right? But for discipline, you need to just cut down the distractions. You should be able to see yourself from a third person perspective because sometimes what happens is you know what thing is not working, but in order to avoid that thing, you keep on building the things, you introduce more things into your business and you ruin your business. So build discipline, deep thinking. You need mental clarity to deep think about your business. Of course, I shouldn't be able to, I'm not the right person to tell you, but deep thinking is one of the main aspects. Zero excuse mindset. Sometimes we just keep on giving us the excuses. There's a book named The War of Art, not The Art of War, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Just read that book. Crazy book about the exact same thing. I have a list of uh, zero excuse mindset. Thus, the 22 reasons that I can give to myself to not to work. So I just read that sometimes. And yeah, the next thing is strategic power. This is systems, forecasting, ad mapping, funnel logic. All right, so I'll tell you the basic things. Now, to increase your strategic power, I'll recommend you a few books if you want to. For systems, you can read Thinking in Systems or Super Thinking. Really good book. Forecasting, you can read Black Swan. You can read Nassim Taleb's books regarding the statistics. Ad mapping. This is about the execution, right? The funnel, the metrics. These things can be learned from Nassim Taleb books, systems thinking. I mean, these are actually like, if you read both of these things, you'll be able to do these things. But of course, like, you need to know, like, you know, if suppose you're getting good number of people on the website, but you're not, and they're not purchasing the product, they are adding a product to the cart, and then they are not purchasing the product. You won't start building more videos. You would see what's between add to cart and purchase, why and what's wrong in that part of the funnel, and then but like, you would improve on that. So basically you need to have a strategic part to think that. I've seen most of the fashion brand founders, they keep on making these silly mistakes itself. Okay, I'll tell you a story of a brand that wasn't able to scale beyond one particular thing. So this is a jewelry brand, uh and when I saw their these guys were literally stuck between $10,000 to $20,000 a month, and they were not able to scale beyond that. And one of the main reason for that was they were not able to see specifically like where is the exact problem in their funnel. The second thing was, like, of course, the founder the founder is in great shape, healthy, full of energy. Uh, the mental power was good, discipline, deep thinking wasn't that good. Of course, if zero excuse mindset was here, the main problem was with the strategic power. So he was not able to see through a third person perspective that where is the exact problem in his business, like why isn't he able to scale. Whenever he used to increase the budgets, his revenue dropped. And what we realized was, when we reviewed his ad account, he knew all of the tactics regarding the meta ads, regarding the Google ads. But the main problem was with the positioning. Like, he was trying to find more audiences with the same positioning, and his basics, he was not following the basics. So we just worked on these two things, and literally the brand was doing amazingly well. We In the first month we scaled it to 35 lakhs. In the first month we scaled the brand to $40,000, around that, literally in the first month. And so how did we do that? We controlled their positioning, their offer, the funnel KPIs, where was exact problem, and the basics, of course. Now, how we generally do that is, most of the people, they work upon tactics. And regarding the flow state method, we work on a proper defense system and proper offense. And tactics just give you offense, right? And once one thing is not working, you do not know what to do. Here is positioning. We work on positioning side by side. All the brands that we have been working from a long period of time, and the positioning is amazing. Uh, like every 2 or 3 months, we work on a new positioning for every brand because we know that if we want to find another audiences, it won't just go with the same messaging. No positioning. Here we have a creative control because we check with each and every part that if I jump onto my screen, deep analysis, here if I go with any of the, alright, I'll just open one thing. Let's just jump onto the creative part. This is a creative canvas that we built separately. This is creative wise metrics, creative canvas. So we see like what creatives for other brands that are working. We provide that kind of a stuff to our brands. This is creative canvas. What are the good metrics? What are the wrong metrics? So we have full creative control. Creative guesswork, isn't it? You do each any kind of stuff. Plan campaigns. And here is just hit and trial. Whatever, like most of the brands that come to us, their main issue is that the marketing agency is just running any kind of campaigns, and when one campaign stops working, they start just another campaign. And that's not how you do it. Funnel flow, that's the reason. Flow state advertising. I'm proud of that name. Vanity metrics, honestly. Literally, this is a vanity metrics. God forbid my writing. So, and then KPI tracking. No KPIs. They just send you random reports you. And here we track like what should be the ideal KPI, how to reach that on every review call. Uh, what are things that we need to improve? I mean, each and everything, guys. Only our brands know that how we do it. So, and oh, even before onboarding any brand, we have this discussion that what should be the ideal KPIs, how to track them, what kind of KPIs are they getting, so everything. So now your goal should be that you need to build a brand that cannot be dismantled, because if you have all these things in place, do you think that your brand can be replaced? Don't you have a fear that tomorrow any brand can come and they can replace your brand? I mean, just imagine, guys. Now, I shouldn't be giving you this example, but for us, we have been running this marketing agency from like 7 years, and there have been lots of people that started with us, started in the middle, they just quit. And the reason for that was that we have been continuously improving our product and we have been tracking our metrics. I mean, the basics of the business are really set right now, and we keep on improving that. We track each and every metrics. We literally track each and everything because in the coming years, and AI can replicate your brand easily. If and for AI to make it difficult, or for anyone to make it difficult to replicate your brand, you need to have a brand that is a deep system led, is operated by a system, not just by the ads, and should have a full funnel flow, not just the vanity metrics. And if you really want to build a perfect brand, stop reacting, and literally have full control in place, you can book a free call with us. The link is in the description of the video, or just send me build on LinkedIn. We'll just audit your brand for completely free. No charges on that. Uh, yeah, like and subscribe to this channel. I'll keep on posting the videos like this. I guess the next video would be coming on how to be more productive as a fashion brand founder and do less work with more output, because you burn out. I know that. Yeah, subscribe to this channel. That's all for this video.